Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Coping Together. My name is Faith Burns, and I work with the Mental Health Association of Central Florida. With me today is one of my fabulous coworkers, Shawonda Henderson, who is the director of our Reflections program within our organization. Shawonda, how are you doing today?
I'm great. You?
Good. Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shawonda, we are here today to talk about something that you know very well, which is Certified Recovery Peer Specialist, and really what it is and how it ties into what we talk about here on Coping Together. So,
Okay.
with that being said, I think we'll start by kind of asking you, what is a Certified Recovery Peer Specialist?
Okay. A certified recovery peer specialist is a person with lived experience. It's a person with family experience or lived experience, a person that is trained to support others that suffer from mental health issues, substance use, and psychological trauma.
Okay. And so just for clarification purposes, peer, does that mean that they have to be like your age or?
No, they don't have to be your age. They have to be someone that has experience. You have to have experienced the same things that they have experienced. Peer level meaning we can relate.
Right. You
So
both have
not
a level of empathy for each other.
right. We can relate. Not all the time we're the same age, but we sometimes go through related issues.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so if you don't mind my asking, what inspired you to pursue this certification?
Well, my inspiration started from a little girl. I was always inspired to help people. I always wanted to help people. I was always the giver. My road to like helping really started when I started with juvenile justice. But being in a leadership position, like I was a supervisor, so I was kind of limited to the hands-on um, help support that I could give. There was a boundary.
Right.
Yeah, there was a boundary. So going through the system of juvenile justice, I moved on to working in substance abuse. There too, I learned so much about healing and recovery. Again, I wanted to do more. I didn't exactly know what it was entitled, what it entailed, any of that. And then as I grew with the company, I learned about being a peer. So I researched it, I asked questions, and I found that I was in the position to become a peer specialist. I just needed to make sure that I continued the work and I did the trainings. So I pursued that. I pursued all the trainings. I did everything that qualified me. And once I completed that, I reached out to the Florida Board of Certification and Florida Certification Board, and I did my testings, and I passed my test, and here I am. I'm a certified recovery peer specialist. So much more to learn, so much more to grow in this position. It's way more than I ever even imagined.
So would you say that you're even now still learning more and more every day about it?
Oh, of course. I'm learning so much more. I really started with substance use, learning the disease of addiction. Now learning more on the mental health side is such an experience, and it's such a blessing to be in a position um, to learn this. I deal with dual diagnosis, so I'm dealing with clients and people that have both, and it is such a experience. It really is. So yes, I'm learning every day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And so, what is like one piece of advice that you would consider, or insight that you would consider most valuable to offer to peers?
Be authentic.
Okay. Can you
Be
elaborate?
authentic. Be authentic. The one thing that people that are going through any type of recovery, the one thing that they need is someone that's real, someone that's authentic. You need patience, empathy, sympathy, and love. So I've experienced a lot of people coming wanting to be in this position. It's not for everyone. So you have to know this is a passion that comes really within. You have to be authentic. They need that. Coming through adversities and struggles in life, it's hard to open up. It's hard to for people to share what they really, really, really feel. And the way that they do open up is when they know that the person sitting across from them or the person that's beside them is authentic. So that is so very important. This is nothing to just go get a certification and do. You really have to feel it. You really, really have to be that peer. You really have to be and have lived that experience to know what the person on the other side is going through.
Absolutely. And I do want to say that I think you make a good point. And if I may add to it a little bit, like you said, it's not just about being authentic and being real for the sake of the person you're working with, but for yourself as well. Because if your heart's not in it, if you're not there for it, that's going to take a toll on you. It's already going to take have an impact on you, but even more so if you're not able to be in it 100%.
Exactly.
Okay. And so what's your favorite thing about being a peer specialist?
My favorite thing is being able to share my lived experience. Finding that it really helps the other person know that you're not alone. This is something that you haven't lived through by yourself. Other people have experienced the same things. So it gives me joy to know that at the end of the day, I've helped someone. Seeing the end results, I have experienced so many great success stories. I'm just so excited and so happy that I can share my experience and to know that it's really going to help someone else. That's the best part about being a peer. If I haven't helped anyone, I have not done my job. And no matter how many people that I help, if I help save one, if I help just one recover, I felt like I've done my job.
And when you say recover, does it focus generally, like you said, on still working with clients with addictions or clients maybe who are struggling with severe mental illness or persistent mental illness? Can you elaborate on that a little bit for me?
Yes, it's both. It's helping support those that are going through mental health issues and also addictions. It's just helping them channel through and be able to maintain recovery in mental health, because you have to be able to maintain, not saying that you're healed,
right,
but to be able to live through it day to day, step by step, and just helping them through that is what is the job of a peer. It's like I say, and most of it is a dual diagnosis. Most of the experience that I've had are supporting those that suffer from the both. So recovery in, not saying that they're healed, but just maintaining, learning the skills, learning coping skills to maintain their everyday life.
I think that's very important to touch on, and thank you for that. That it's, sometimes it's just even about daily functioning and sticking to that. And also that it's not. I think in mental health we can all agree it's even if it's addiction or whatever it is, it's never necessarily being healed or cured. It's working through it every day is its own process, its own journey, especially when it comes to mental health. So thank you for elaborating on that. And my last question for you, Shawonda, is if someone is interested in following in your footsteps, how would they go about, getting involved in becoming a peer specialist? What's that process look like?
Okay, I want to say again, the most important thing is to have the passion. That's number one. And you have to you have to work in the field. Working in substance abuse or mental health all qualifies you to begin the road to becoming a peer specialist. There are different hours. It determines the state that you're living in, that qualifies you. Some states require this many hours, some state require that many. I know the state of Florida, as a certified recovery peer specialist, requires you to have 500 plus working hours with that person in that field, having that hands-on experience. You must contact the Florida Certification Board. You must go down and look at the certification that you are acquiring about. And once you hit that certification, it will tell you everything step by step, what you need to do to pursue a peer specialist certification. There's different trainings. You have to have supervisory, a supervisor must write letters for you, professionals. So it's a process. So I advise anyone that wants a certification in peer, go on to the Florida Certification Board, look down and go on to a peer specialist, and it will guide you through the steps. The best experience is hands-on experience, and they require that. And it's the best experience. The process will be so much easier if you have that hands-on experience, but you have to have those 500 plus hours in before they will certify you, among all the other steps that you have to go through. But that's your first step. Your first step is getting that experience, working with someone with lived experience, working with someone that's in recovery as we speak, mental health, substance abuse, psychological trauma, physiological, so it's all about getting that experience first, that the Florida board wants to see, that's going to qualify you to become a peer specialist.
Okay. Actually, you're making the point about the hands-on experience. It actually leads me to have one more question for you. Something we talk about here and what we focus on at Coping Together is touching on COVID-19 and really talking about, how that impacts our lives and how moving forward, we're going to accommodate and have to adjust, and we already are adjusting. So in regards to a peer specialist, whether it's the training or certification or just acting as one, do you have any ideas or opinions on how COVID has already, resulted in needing a shift in anything or adjustment, or can you predict how it might result in needing an adjustment?
Well, what it has done, where we're so used to that hands-on experience, that hands-on, that one-on-one, with COVID-19, we have had to resort to virtual
hands-on.
Virtual hands-on. It was a challenge at first. I still have people that it's a challenge for. I have yet to see some faces because of, like I said, in peer recovery, you have to be authentic. They love to see your face. They love to be able to touch. It's a personal thing.
Right.
And to have to go to
an experience, it seems.
Yes. And to have to go virtual, it was kind of scary because you didn't know if they were going to receive that, So I think it's a little more challenging, but it's rewarding. Now that the world sees that this is what we're doing now, they're opening up more to Zoom and other virtual groups. So like I said in the beginning, it was kind of scary to shift over to this because I didn't know how they would receive this. Afraid to talk, afraid to open up. They don't know what they're getting behind the scene, behind the screen. But it has really been a blessing. I have really experienced more people. More people are coming. I think it's a great thing. And I think once COVID is over, I think I still will continue because I have people that I reach out all over the states. People are coming from New York, from California. They're coming from everywhere. So people are more open now to what's going on. We're getting, I'm not going to say comfortable, but we are adapting to COVID-19 until it's over. We know it's going to be over one day.
Yeah, you just don't know when, but absolutely.
We don't know when. It's going to be over one day. So we're learning to cope together with COVID-19 the best way we know how. But it's been wonderful. We laugh, we cry, it's just wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to still help people, support people through this everyday life. It has added a lot to anxiety, not knowing what tomorrow is going to be. But we're doing it. We're doing it day by day, step by step. And I'm very excited about what's happening, and I'm excited about what's to come.
Well, thank you so much. And I think with that, we'll close out for this episode. But I want to say that I think Shawonda said it best. One thing I heard you say multiple times is we and us, and my favorite part, which was cope together, because we're coping together. But I don't think you did that on purpose. I think you're just that good. But really, you're absolutely right. The biggest thing is that eventually COVID, we're going to have a vaccination. But, and whenever people say, things will go back to normal, I think we'll also walk away from it with a deeper understanding of a lot of things. And as you've said, your reach has been able to extend so much further physically because of virtual interaction in that regard. And so thank you so much for, coming on the show today, talking with us about this, and also, being able to talk about how it affects our reality right now and our reality moving forward. So thank you all to you for watching as always. Thank you
so much
for being here. If you guys have any questions about anything, please reach out to us at MHACF. If you're interested in learning any more about becoming a certified recovery peer specialist, we'll include the information that Shawonda mentioned a little bit. You can also reach out to Shawonda at our own office. So please, guys, let us know if you have any questions, any topics you want to hear from us. We love getting to do this every day, every week with you, excuse me. And just thank you so much. You guys all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Bye-bye.